So just wanted to do a quick little follow-up because, I haven't been here in a hot minute. Yeah, I mean, obviously the bandage is off now. That's what it looks like. I've been calling it my cat scratch. Just because, like, the moment I took it off, I was remarked about how much it just looked like a cat had scratched me. And then how much it had already healed. As you can see, pretty damn good. I've still got, like, this little dot here that looks a bit angrier, but the scab's fully come off it. That's all together. It's great. So my doctor, that went fine. We've now got a plan about getting me off the Lyrica since I don't need it anymore. But if I stop cold turkey, then I'll have withdrawal. So we decided not to do that. So for the next couple of weeks, I'll still be taking it, though in smaller and smaller doses as the weeks go on. I'm still on a anti-inflammatory. Brings me on to my next thing. I'm still having the random half burps. I'm now kind of doing them when my mouth is closed, which is always interesting. It's kind of like hiccuping with your mouth closed. But like, I don't need to have food behind it, or like, because usually when you burp, it's food related or there's gases coming up. This just seems to be swallowing of air. I don't do it as often as I used to. In the first couple of days, I was doing it all the time. It's still just my body obviously learning the timing of my esophagus changing shape. In terms of that, having very little trouble eating. It's gone all back to normal. If I do eat something that is a bit bigger, I do still slightly feel it, but not in a way that's stopping me. It's just kind of like ooh, okay, maybe a little bit less next time. But yeah, things are going great. Doctor was very happy. She's actually finishing. So she was like, I'm glad that we got this done before, like you'd have to explain to another doctor what was going on. Although she's referred me on to someone else that will be taking up my coming off of the drugs and any follow-ups from there. So that's good. Another female registrar, because I like female registrars. They listen to you. Unlike some older doctors who generally are men who don't, who just go like, no, I know what you need. No, you can't have this because you're young and strong. And be like, no, I can. Turns out I can have that. Anyway, especially like older doctors do not like it when you've looked stuff up, but that's how you kind of have to deal with things, because if you don't ask the right questions or don't even know what the questions are, then they're never going to say, hey, yeah, it could be this. You could go in there saying, oh, my arm really hurts, and they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll take some muscle what's it called, relaxants or something like that. You'll be fine tomorrow. Oh, thanks. I'll just lose feeling. I'm sorry. I'm very bitter about old doctors. But yeah, and I saw my physio. They gave me some exercises. I now, I've had this before, but now I'm actually allowed to do stuff with it. Is a 1 kilo weight, which is not much, but when you have done barely anything with your arm for 15 months and you have no muscle strength, it's all you can really take. Plus I still have a 2 kilo weight limit in both hands. So, I think, yes, if I'm using both hands, I can do 5 kilos, for lifting something. But if I'm only lifting one-handed, it is 2 kilo limit for now. Which is fair, because I lifted something that was 4 kilos the other day with both hands, and I felt it in my neck just go, and I was just like, I do not like that feeling. I do not like it at all. Although it feels very solid. It's just, like, it doesn't look like it's been a week and a half. It looks like it's been at least 2 months, I would say. But compared to my ankle, like, my ankle doesn't look this good. Granted, my ankle had a lot of problems, and, my ankle now has psoriasis all over it, which now I can treat because it will actually go away properly instead of, like, coming back the day after it finally clears. So I'm eager to get onto that with my psoriasis. Like, I mean, it looks a bit angry, but that's because I've started treating it, which is basically burning off the scales and then treating the underneath, which is fun. But yeah, no, everything's gone good. I'm feeling good. Like, I drove near my house, like 10-minute drives, just to be like, yeah, look, I can do this. I'm still not, like, like one of the exercises I've got is to basically turn my head and do all the various stretches. But But they didn't want me driving my own car because I drive a manual car, which means to reverse, I have to, look behind me to do all that. And they don't want me quite, like reaction times and looking back. So when I do drive, I'm driving my mum's car, which has a reverse camera. So that's pretty fancy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when, it's time for me to go back to work. She probably wouldn't mind me driving her car like one day a week or 2 days a week. But if I need to do 3 days in the office and she's also got stuff on, I think she's just gonna be like, "Can I drive you to the train station and you make your way back afterwards?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I guess." We'll come to that. But yeah, things are going really good. Physio was happy. Doctor was happy. I'm happy. So yeah, I don't really have much to say. I actually did record this and rambled on for like 20 minutes just because I was like, what about this and what about that? But really it boils down to that this is what my neck looks like. That's what the plan is with physio. I'm going to start going back to the pool, probably not in the next week, but the week after, to, what's it called, start walking laps. I'm still not allowed to run. Not that I have the fitness to really be like, I'm going to start running. But yeah, that's the plan. Things are going great. I'm not going to check in for, I'd say, another 2 weeks, because that will be roughly a month since the surgery happened. And then I'll do another check-in again after my post-op appointment at the end of March. And then, yeah, maybe do one like 6 months' time after that, year after, just to basically pick it up from there. But everything's going great. So with that, I go. Ba ba ba.